Hi, welcome back again. In this video we will be styling a few more maples. I still have 4 out of the 6 to style. I covered 2 of them in previous videos. This one here has an interesting root flare on this direction. At the same time, it has the same root flare can be seen from this direction. And there is a very crazy root here that you can see that comes out of the pot. Instead of going down, this root here, instead of coming down, it comes up, out, and then back in somewhere else. Traditional bonsai would make this to be a flaw that you would have to remove. And I can always remove it in the future. This root here continues. This root here continues down into the pot. So if I ever want to get rid of it, I can. But for now, this is my preferred front. Because of the large, widened root flare in Japanese nebari and the crazy root that can be seen here. So instead of hiding it, I want to accentuate it. And so this more or less is the front of the tree for the time being. It has some thick branch here. Another possibility is more or less here, that still allows you to see this root coming here. Still has a big nebari, perhaps even better actually, and allows us to use this more readily instead of being a poke in the eye. Now they are not fully yet in dormancy, they're still bleeding. So this is something that had worried me in the first video of this series, that these maples were still bleeding. And I checked with Ryan Neal, who told me that yes, it's okay. My reasoning that it's actually good that they're still bleeding, signifying that they're still active, means that they will be able to compartmentalize the wounds now as they are ramping down towards dormancy in the next week or so, or maybe 2 weeks. So I still have some time to work on this. I may again or may not repot them in the spring. This is still something that I need to decide based on discussions with Walter Pall and Jim Doyle, Jennifer Price, and Ryan Neal, as well as my friends at the Progressive Bonsai Collective. If you have any input on that question, please go ahead. The decision is between developing them further in these boxes, which will continue to cause long internodes, or at least inspect the roots, if not actually pot them next spring in training bonsai pots, so that the growth that I get, the development will be slower, but the growth that I will have will probably be more usable. This balance between amount of growth and development, or growth that is already refinable. Otherwise I might have in the future to cut back things that were developed in the past but were not used. So if you have an opinion, please share it with me. I'll be glad to hear it, and will help me decide what to do in the future. So for now, stay tuned with the time lapse, and we'll see the final result at the end. Thank you very much. Hey, this is the end product of this styling. Like I said, the front is probably somewhere around here. It's still a work in progress. My knowledge and ability to style a deciduous apex, I still tend to think in terms of conifers, but I'm thinking of something like this. And I remind you, this is a tree that is in train. It was collected in the spring of 2018, so it has grown untouched in 2018. It was the initial structure was set in 2019, and it was trained with the hedge pruning method of Walter Pall. And this is the result of the first selection of branches in the fall. So I think this tree has a good, promising future. I really like this weird root as a feature to highlight and not hide. It was also very useful to put the guy wires. I needed 3 guy wires, and I connected all 3 of them on this root. When I use guy wires, I put a rubber gasket to protect the branches in both connection points. And this is it. Stay tuned for the next 3 Japanese maples. And as you can see, I'm still experimenting with the sound. I had some problems with the sound in my previous 2 videos filming here inside, and now I slightly changed the configuration. I think it gives less echo, and I also have lights that I'm still experimenting, and I hope that they are helping. And it's a lot more than bonsai to do all this, but I'm having fun doing it. I'm learning a lot about sound, about light, and also teaching about bonsai is when I learn more. So this is the tree for now. It looks very good from all directions. It has a slight slant in this way here, but then it goes that way, and I think it's a nice tree. Perhaps this is indeed the front, but being the front, now the tree is slightly moving forward. So when it's repotted, I may slightly change, and I may have to further decrease the angle of these branches. So this is something to consider in the future, if that is the front. If the front is one in which we see that root, but it's not directly in front of us, like here, this is has less of a slant, is more perpendicular to the ground and slightly moving forward. I don't really take in consideration this whole issue of the tree not moving back and moving forward, as in it's greeting the viewer. I think this angle is something that can be played with for different effects. For example, a tree that is leaning back really far away gives an impression that is much farther away, so impression of being a bigger tree than one that is close by. This tree bled much less than the others, but it still bled a little bit. So this is the result of this one styling. Here I'll probably have to further carve in the future to better make the transition from this big branch to here. And my strategy when I have these branches, oftentimes I have two branches that come out. Let me see an example. For example, here, oftentimes I have two branches that come out from opposite sides of a main branch. So I essentially turn one into a branch and the rest is the continuation of the main trunk line. So this is now a secondary, or a secondary for this branch, whereas this is the continuation of this trunk line or branch. So this is a little trick to think about it. Instead of trying to put them parallel and try this very acute angle, force them to appear like a normal branch ramification. One turns into a branch and the other continues to make up for the trunk line. So this is the third Japanese maple. Stay tuned for the others, and the best one is yet to come. The president is the most impressive of them all, but this is quite impressive. The size is probably, I will not guess a number, but it's quite impressive. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Until the next one. Bye bye.